Kirsten came to TIPS after aging out from the Young Lawyers Division, and she hit the road running, if I tell you. She was immediately appointed on council. She was elected to council, I believe, as the liaison from the Young Lawyers Division, and she was active in every committee. If she was assigned or appointed to that committee or not, she made sure that she knew exactly what was going on throughout the section.
She was always moving. She was always on the move. She was always with people.
She was the type of person who always reached out to include others. And one of the things that's really interesting about this profession is you can be excellent, you can be amazing, but unless you have access, you are not moving to the next level and succeeding. And one of the things that Kirsten was really wonderful about is she reached out to new members of the Professional Officers and Directors Liability Committee, which is where I first met her. And she tried to get people involved, and she tried to open doors for people.
I often refer to her as the ambassador of TIPS. No matter where you were, if somebody new would walk into a room, she would go over and introduce herself, make them feel welcome. Old-timers who hadn't been in a while, she also took them under her fold and made them feel welcome as well. She just was a ball of fire.
TIPS in general represents professionalism and hard work, but also friends and family. Not only your own family, but your TIPS family, and how your family becomes part of the TIPS family. And Kirsten embodied all of those kinds of things.
She was able to juggle, as many of us have. She was a working mom. She was professional. She was going up in the ladder of her profession, as well as here at TIPS. She gave back to the community. She was very philanthropic. She was everything you want yourself to be.
When the World Trade Center terrorism occurred, Kirsten became a symbol for all of us.
We had a connection, all of us, no matter where we lived, in this country and out of this country. We had a connection, unfortunately, with 9/11, and that's because our friend and our colleague, Kirsten, had perished.
She became the focus of our grieving because it made us all, our worlds were changed. It made us all think about what was really important. And what was important to us was people. And so Kirsten became the face of all those people that were important to us.
I am so honored and pleased that this section stood up and did the right thing and had an award named after her.
The award that was set up in Kirsten's memory was done right after her tragic death. And those of us on council, we felt so at a loss, and we wanted to do something so that her memory would be remembered. And the purpose of the award was to really embody what Kirsten was all about, and that was devotion to family. It was about expertise in the profession and about commitment to TIPS.
We were all working moms with careers, high in our profession, very active in TIPS, very in the TIPS leadership, and also did a lot of volunteer work on our own, and a lot of civic activities and civic duty. And the award meant so much to me because of my closeness and involvement with her.
When I did receive the award, I was honored to receive it in New York, and that really meant a lot. Especially since that was where, Kirsten was living. That's where she worked. And so the award was really more meaningful for me. It was at the United Nations, and she was in everybody's prayers and thoughts, and it was a special time. It really was.
She'd be so proud today to see how many women, particularly in our field, but in TIPS, have soared to the heights that they have. So she gave a lot back. She set the example, and even though she's been gone for so long, she still sets an example for all of us.
Kirsten inspired me to be present and to really live in the moment. I think as attorneys, so often we are mulling over what happened yesterday or thinking about what's going to happen tomorrow. And it's so important to be present and to bear witness to the lives and to the moments of those who are so important to us.
When we give the Kirsten Christophe Award, it reminds us how important our TIPS family is to us, and that we really need to seize the day and embrace our friends and our opportunities.